Maybe. Oh, there he is.
Hey.
Boom, boom,
Hey.
boom. Boom,
Hi.
boom, boom.
Hi, Eli.
Boom, boom, boom.
You say, hi, Josh.
Boom,
Say
boom,
it
boom.
instead of whispering it. You say, hi, Josh. So
He's
weird.
just a little
Hello.
shy,
Okay, can
Yeah.
you say bye-bye?
the usual.
Okay, bye.
Oh, my
Okay,
background just changed.
you gotta go help mommy, okay? Go help mommy.
Hey, mommy.
Now he's talking normal.
Yeah.
Okay, I just have to make sure he gets back inside.
I'm lit.
Oh, that looks good, Keith.
I also
What did you pick up?
lowered my resolution, my my light,
Oh, that looks good.
my little light bar thingy.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let Eli in. He can't get in. So one
Oh
second.
my god.
Okay.
He's gonna start chugging sodies. What up, boy?
Not that much. So, I mean, Nathan's away from the mic. So, uh, what's your plan to capture the avatar? Because I was thinking like the old snack and a string and a box and a carrot, but we're not gonna let.
Carrots might work actually.
Yeah, sounds like a good
What's
plan. Because he's a
what's
vegetarian.
his favorite snack?
So yeah,
Oh, I
we'll
forgot
definitely
he's
can.
vegetarian.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right,
That's all I've got.
Mhm.
I'm back.
Hmm. Brum, brum,
Yeah.
brum,
So.
Welcome
brum.
everybody to episode 39 of Hexproof from Ward. Bum, 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 like Keith was saying.
Just trying to do the Lord of the Rings, like yeah. I don't know.
Oh, oh,
I've not seen any of the Lord of the Rings.
you're not serious, are you?
I'm sincere. I have not consumed like any Lord of the Rings content.
That's
What? Like
crazy.
on purpose?
No, I haven't like intentionally avoided it. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Wow.
Would you watch it if we did like a little movie get together?
Yeah, I'd be down.
We'd probably have to do like the Hobbit movies one day and then like the actual Lord of the Rings movies another day
Yeah,
because
I
it's a
think
lot.
yeah, because I know like the extended cuts and stuff like that are like 3 hours each, and I'm like, that's a lot of time. And
I
then
don't
Yeah,
I still haven't seen any of
it's
those.
it's like 12 hours. My uncle and I we spent a day watching all the director's cuts of the original trilogy and it was like
All the
12 hours.
directors' butts.
mhm.
Director's butts. Peter
I
Jackson
guess to be
butt.
fair, I lied slightly. I saw The Hobbit in theaters, but that's
No.
the only
Like the first
uh
one.
yeah, like the first one in theaters.
Dang.
That's the only
Did
content I've seen from
did your
Lord of the
parents
Rings.
think it was like witchcraft or like the devil or something?
No, I
No.
just didn't get around to it. I think I
Hmm.
was just like slightly too young whenever it was coming out. They're like, oh, the orcs are too scary. And then I didn't watch them again as like an older child.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Well, today we're going to talk about pre-release, how it went, and some other things too. Um, but let's get into it. So,
Yeah.
Josh, how did your pre-release go? What kind of box did you open, and what did you build?
Well, I got the Fire Nation box because I'm evil and bad. But
Wow.
ironically, I did go there dressed as Aang. By that, I mean I just had like my wife paint a blue arrow on my forehead, so that was
I'll
fun.
insert some photographic evidence down here.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, he was a star.
if you're a bald guy and you're not painting an arrow on your head for an Avatar release, what are you doing? But yeah, so ironically though, I got the Fire Nation box in front of me, and I went ahead and built out of that. I wound up going Izzet colors. The fire bending and water bending uh, were really strong together. Fire bending being red mana during combat, and water bending being paying a certain amount to do extra that but that amount being paid can be reduced by tapping creatures or artifacts. So it worked really well. I had a winning record. I was 3-1. So the is it together is really strong. I think red was the strongest of the five colors. I think those decks were very successful. Um, some MVPs from the deck was my Jaded Edge, one in a red human noble legendary creature has prowess, and you could exhaust her for three to put a double strike counter on her. So uh, that with any sort of pump spell, if they didn't have a blocker, you could really rack up some quick damage. So my deck was really low to the ground. I think my highest CMC was 4. I just kept everything low to the ground. I either won or lost quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
That's
good.
yeah, I think that's how it was for me too. It was either except for one game where I played against someone who it was their like second pre-release and hadn't been playing Magic for very long at all. And it was just one of those games where it just kind of turns kind of took forever just kind of reading the card. Like we almost ran out of time in the second match out of three and I had to be like, "Hey, we've got 4 minutes left. Hey, we've
Yeah.
got like it was just like, okay, we gotta kind of gotta hurry because you're kind of under the gun at those pre-releases and you've only got 50 minutes per round and I don't like being the ones that kind of go overboard with time, so I don't
Yeah.
know. That's
I,
just me.
Yeah, I think, and then that kind of brings up a point whenever you're in these spaces where we have like universes beyond, and we're like bringing in people who might not be as familiar with Magic, but they're brought in for the universe beyond content. You'll find more novice players in these
Hmm.
settings, and they're excited to play with these new cards, and they should be.
Hmm.
It just being patient. We love this game. We want everyone to play and have fun. It then that's your like opponent, and there's like a little bit of a teaching opportunity to
Hmm.
as I think as a community, I think overall Magic does an okay job of not eating its young, so just being nice and patient with the new players. So
Yeah,
um,
it's that I kind of like having the clock. It's that like mental chess kind of thing where you have to be thinking ahead because if not, then you're going to be in trouble with the clock. So that's what I do like about the pre-release is how you have to keep moving. Um, I forgot to say we kind of all three of us went to the same pre-release and
Yeah.
we made it happen. I know we talked about it last week and the week before, but we made it happen and it was a lot of fun. There were 69 people that played, a handful of them, yeah, 69, nice. A
nice.
handful of them dropped out along the way, but you'll have that at every pre-release too. Um, I think I think my biggest thing that kind of wore me out was um, the amount of time it took before we even got handed things, and then the amount of overtime they were allowing per round for how many people there were. It was like, okay, we gotta kind of speed it up just a little bit. Like, I don't know. Like it's hard when you've got that many people and you're having to take over an entire like building pretty much. Like we were in two rooms downstairs, there were rooms upstairs and everything. So it was like one person basically running it and having to check and make sure everybody was done before starting the next round. But that was they sent out a survey and that was my one like biggest gripe about the whole thing. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but
I can't
that's
believe they didn't have
how I
more
felt.
staff. That was kind of nuts, actually.
Well, they had a handful of other staff, but it also doesn't help that there were release events for other trading card games at the same exact time too.
Yeah.
So it was like they were stuck doing other stuff. So it was like, and the way AJ was talking, they went over time by a lot on Friday too, and it was super late or early in the morning, depending on how you look at it. So all those people were probably wiped out and all kind of trying to recover from the night before. But sorry, we kind of went out of order. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I ended
So
up,
yeah.
oh,
go ahead, Keith.
yeah, I got the blue box Katara. I ended up building like a blue-white water bending and air bending deck. My games were a little bit more grindy and like, everyone's just chipping away back and forth. I couldn't really take the lead, and my water bending costs were crazy expensive because I didn't have the synergy there for like the tokens to help with that. So I ended up going 0, 2, and 2. It was a lot of fun though. I liked the set, and I did get some cool swaggy cards that I can end up using in Commander, so I'm not sad about that.
Nice.
Yeah, I ended up going getting an Aang box, which was cool. Um, I started off Jeskai, so red, white, and blue. Very patriotic. Um, and then it did not go well. But what was cool was during the third round, after I got my butt throttled and went 0 and 2, I was playing against Truman Tapman, and they took my deck and looked at it and went through it completely, like helped me retool it. And I was kind of what I was doing was like doing like a little bit of a nope, allies and airbending all together. Not really waterbending, even though I had that, and I really wasn't firebending either. It was a lot of airbending and just kind of like setting people away because that's how I've kind of found a little bit of success in events is just kind of trying to shut people down and making sure my field keeps going. But Truman was super awesome, super nice. Helped me retool my deck and made it to where it was Boros, kind of mostly just looking at allies and building an allies and airbending type deck. And that fourth round, I went 2 and 0, and we were done with like 30 minutes left. So it went super fast. I made sure to say thank you. Um, and I'll say thank you on this too. What was crazy was Truman said that opening packs in their kit, they made 2 decks out of their packs that they opened, and I thought that
Oh.
was insane.
First guy I played
So
did that. I
yeah,
don't know if that's the same guy.
crazy. Yeah.
Oh, something about like kind of like you're saying like building with like a little bit of spot control in the meta. There's like one specific card I really wanted to shout out, and that was the Rowdy Snowballers.
Oh
The
yeah.
the two and a blue human peasant ally. When this creature enters, tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. I mean, in limited, just having a spell that stuns something, in previous iterations, like 10 years ago, I might have run that as spot control if it was like a sorcery. Like, but this is like that effect staple to a 2/2 body, so that was absolutely a game changer in limited. Ran into that card a lot. I ran it myself. Such
Yeah.
a good card.
I think one of the big helpful tips coming from somebody that plays a lot of Commander and not a lot of like pre-release events and stuff like that. I totally brain farted and was like, "Oh, there's different color pips in these cards, like split pips. I can't play those because I'm only playing these colors." And then I was told like, "Nope, that doesn't matter for this." So the splits of um, like the splits of green and white, just worry about the white. Don't worry about the green. Don't worry about, you know. So, um, and the same thing with, any kind of split when you're playing stuff like that. It doesn't matter if you're playing red and white. Just worry about the white part. Like, that way you don't have to worry about it if it's split. Now, if it's two separate ones, that's when you have to worry about it, of course. But yeah, so that's like a little helpful tip. And I took a picture of the deck that I ran with. So if you guys want to take a picture of what you had, and we can put them on the screen and show everybody what we ran with. But um what do you guys think of the set? Just kind of playing that pre-release event. What did you think of it so far?
I really liked it. I think the set, a lot of work went into it. The cards make sense for the universe. They did a really good job of translating the world of Avatar into the cards so they make mechanical sense and then they're fun to play. I feel like it was pretty balanced as well. I think that's breathing a lot of life into existing strategies, like white getting a new way to abuse ETBs, blue having a new use for artifacts, red being even more impulsive and dangerous during combat, and of course, landfall. Land freaking loves earthbending. They're like landfall's never going to be the same after this. So
Yeah, it's so good with every fetch, like ever. Insane.
Yeah, what'd you
yeah,
think, Keith?
Yeah, the flavor of all the bending abilities are just spot on. I want to see more of it, but sadly, Avatar is probably not going to come back for a long time. But
Mm,
firebending in red is, I don't know, it's just such a perfect ability for red. I don't know.
yeah,
It's really nice.
I
Did a good job.
I played with a lot of airbending, so just kind of sending people stuff away and then they can pay, pay to bring it back or whatever. Um, it's even nice to do it to your own stuff, and I can't wait to use it in a couple of my own decks and use it on myself and, kind of be able to beat people over the head with that kind of stuff. It's pretty sweet. I think it's an awesome set, and it's one of the shows that was one of my favorite shows growing up. So being able to play with those cards in the game that I love and having them fit with the meta, like you're saying, Josh, is just you can't beat it. It's not one of those that's just kind of thrown together really fast and put in here, and we're playing somewhere that we could literally just drive to at some point. It's nice to play in a plane that is something that makes sense with this game that we love. Um, I
Yeah.
think that um, so I think we're kind of all in the same uh, way of thinking that the different bending skills are going to be really nice to use in the future for Commander and other kind of ways of playing this game. Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Keith.
I know there's been like a lot of talk of like universes beyond fatigue, and maybe we'll feel that even more next year. But I don't know that this release as the last one of the year, just they redeemed themselves a little bit, I think.
Yeah. Do something like that and you totally redeem yourself. Yeah. It's
yeah.
beautiful.
I don't know what they can do to uh well I guess we're jumping the gun a little bit because we do get Lorwyn next, so we do get to
Yeah,
go.
that's
We have a
that'd be
safe
nice.
landing into the new year with the first set being in universe and a beloved one that a lot of people want to go back to whenever we did the video back whenever we were uh essentially polling to see what plane we would go back to. Uh, Lorwyn was disqualified because we are going back to it, but in the comments, people didn't realize we were going back to it, and they were really happy to learn that we were going back to it. So there's already a ton of hype to get into there. So
hmm It's it's gonna be nice, and I think it next year it kind of evens out with having 3 and 3. I do believe we've got 3 planes that we're returning to, and then 3 kind of universes beyond things uh, that we're gonna be taking care of. And right, is it 3 and 3, or am I a
Mm,
goofball?
no, lopsided in favor of universes beyond, I think. Maybe it's like 4 and 3 or 3 and 2.
Let's look.
well,
But
that'll
I
That's not right.
I had seen online that the Ninja Turtle set that comes out after Lorwyn is another like truncated set similar to Spider-Man. So, they
So we've
designed Avatar from the ground up to be
hmm,
like fully draftable, but Spider-Man wasn't as good for that
yeah. So
because
we've
it has
got
a fewer card pool.
we're going back to Lorwyn, Strixhaven, Lord of the Rings, which is Universe Beyond, I guess. Reality Fractures. So we got to figure out what that is. And then yeah, we've got 4 universes beyond. One of them is it says that was the unannounced Universes Beyond, but I think that's Ninja Turtles now. And then Marvel superheroes, The Hobbit, and Star Trek. So I was kind of close, but I was off by one. Um, Speaking of upcoming releases, um, back in February, in the very first episode of Hexproof from Ward, we talked about a secret lair. We kind of each came up with a secret lair that we wanted to go to if we could pick one. Um, and Josh, you what was your choice, or should we play the video back first, real quick?
We can let the tapes show how correct I was, but go ahead.
Okay, roll the tapes.
I have one right off the top of the head. If we had to go Universe Beyond, I feel like Monster Hunter would be great. I feel like you get access to all these different creatures, the dragoniest dragons, the beastiest beasts, and not to mention the equipments. You would have like so many different fun like equipments to mess around with and stuff like that. You could have like a whole set of just equipments if you really wanted to with like Monster Hunter. So I feel like
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So we're back.
yeah,
So Josh, you kind of called your shot, and we're getting Monster Hunter. How
yeah.
how do you feel about it?
Let's go.
It's, I mean, it's not ex I mean, I'm just happy to see like IP I really like. I kind of wish it wasn't uh Secret Lair. Oh my goodness, I had a brain fart. Yeah, I kind of wish it was like its own like set or supplement to a set if they did like a full like Capcom Universes Beyond or something like that.
Mm.
It is kind of cool to see existing cards get a Monster Hunter treatment. Where I would have really liked to see it is have them bring back battles and then have the battles be the monsters. And then after you battle the monster, you get a really good equipment. That's how I wanted it to work. Uh, so,
Yeah.
but
So, sorry to interrupt you. Um, so it was kind of already posted what's going to happen with this. So I'll read it, and I'll put a link to this in the bio. So, um, coming from Reddit, we've got from Bastion. The world of Monster Hunter is coming to Magic the Gathering in a new secret layer super drop that captures the full spirit of Capcom's beloved RPG series, um, featuring the most iconic monsters, representing pulse pounding excitement in the hunt, brings to scale the artistry and the magic of Monster Hunter. Um, like you were saying, we're getting reskins of cards. We are not getting brand new cards, which is kind of crazy to me. Um, so for the hunt, we're getting a new Blind Obedience Snap, Village Rites, Mizium Mortars, Tooth and Nail. So they're basically using creatures from Monster Hunter and, just kind of throwing those. And then you've got the Hunters, which is going to be Grand Abolisher, Archaeomancer, Grim, Harris Fix, Imperial Recruiter, and Champion of Lambholt. Then you've got the monsters, Amarith, the Lustrious, Nezahal, Primal Tide, uh, Drakuseth, Maw of Flames, Razaketh, the Foul-Blooded, um, and then there's another thing of monsters, Westoria, Nocorious Queen, Calamex, Seraph, Vevictus as Mondi, and Zayatora the Incinerator. Um, and in the article, you can kind of see who's going to be reskinned from Monster Hunter onto those cards. Um, so Josh, what do you think?
um, just kind of going through there. It's a interest like it's a fun way to do that. There's like some like beloved cards on there. And also the monster that they're choosing are kind of the really popular ones. Like Rathalos is kind of the poster child. So the Dracuseth Maw of Flames being Rathalos is pretty good. Like you'll definitely see like a lot of one for one substitutions there. And then another really popular monster, the Zinogre, is Serwolf Realm Eater. So that makes a lot of sense because Zinogre's a big old wolf. So that makes a lot of sense. I think there's a lot of fun with the monsters that they chose. They made sure that the fan favorites are in this first batch, which is a smart thing to do. There is like a space that I really want them to explore. Maybe it'll be the bonus cards, but I think in the game, the there's the uh, Palicos, and then there's the which is like a little cat companion that follows you around and helps you through your quests. That's a space to reskin a bunch of cats, and then also the Palicos also cook, and then that'd be a good space to make like food token and food synergy cards, and that's a space I would like to see explored. I know, Nathan, I don't know if you've played much Monster Hunter. I know Keith's been has played some Monster Hunter. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Well, yeah, I just wish there were original cards, but never say never, I guess.
I'm really hoping for a if for Universes Beyond content, I hope they do maybe like a full Capcom collab. Just like they already have Street Fighter, if they already and they have Monster Hunter, they can just reach into those IPs and find some, preferably like some more high fantasy things. I mean, like Devil May Cry and stuff like that could definitely fit in with the Final Fantasy stuff. I think the Final Fantasy sets can work as a buffer to kind of get a lot of the Capcom IPs to make sense in world. Just to make sure there's no uh, Earth identifiable buildings in the background of your characters, and I think we'll be just fine.
Hot dog cart.
I think Resident Evil would be a sweet like Capcom crossover with Magic. I
Um,
Hmm.
think that would be work really well with Duskmorn, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that opens a space. I do think the only problem with Resident Evil is it does get a little bit human-y. They are using like real world guns. The zombies, though, I think those are pretty tight. I think
Yeah, they've
whenever
got.
you get objects, one for one objects that you can identify from uh, our world, it can, that's kind of where the line is. So how they skirt that line. There's also some like fun electric weapons and stuff like that that kind of dip more into fantasy with uh, Resident Evil 2. So if they do go in that direction, I want them to go into the fantasy side as much as possible.
I know you guys and Sam, like Sam's a big Monster Hunter guy too. Um, we're talking about wanting to do like equipments and weapons and stuff like that. Do you think that they missed like a big chunk of the game by not having
Hmm.
like kind of like a weapons stash kind of cross over with
Yeah,
this?
a little bit. Could have, yeah, a lot of like legendary equipment potentially, or just a lot of powerful artifacts in general. Yeah.
Or even like like another way you could have done it is the living weapons or the I'm spacing the name for the mechanic, but from Neon Dynasty where you have the creatures that could turn into equipments.
Transformers.
Reconfigure.
Yeah.
That
Reconfigure.
too.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, Keith. But yeah, the I think there's a couple angles that you could have approached this at with equipments, reconfigures a good way. Again, my pitch would be to do the battles, and then once you beat the battle, you get an OP equipment.
Yeah,
That makes, yeah, that
that's a
feels
sick idea.
so flavorful. Please do that. That'd be fun.
Please, please, Mr. Gavin. Please make
Yes.
it happen, Mr. Rosewater. Uh yeah, I mean, I haven't played the game as much as you guys have, so from the way that you've talked about it and, what you were talking about when you first talked about this, I think um I don't I don't think a lot of time was spent on this. It was kind of like a just a like a let's get these things out type deal because I mean, even with the PlayStation release, there's
Yeah.
new cards that, you know, new cards, new things going on. And I think
I
if
think,
we could have just slowed down a little bit, this could have been handled a lot better. Go ahead, Keith.
yeah, that's kind of they've gone on record saying like that's kind of the purpose of Secret Lair, to just bring in other IPs for just like a quick drop instead of, designing and like iterating and, taking time to create a whole set. They'll just
It's just
feed
weird
people
to,
a little bit.
yeah, it's just weird to
But no,
reskin three or four different packs of cards and then other ones get like brand new cards inside of them. I'm not saying that all of them have to be brand new creatures and things like that. It would just be nice if each one had one or two. I mean, in my opinion, that's just my opinion.
yeah, make some
Oh,
That's
then,
noise
why
online.
I don't work in Seattle. Go ahead.
yeah. So something I did want to stress is even though like this is like an IP that I'm really close to, I do, and I want to see this have uh, a full treatment with mechanically unique cards. Like the fact that the secret layers aren't currently all print to order is would be frustrating for there to be mechanically unique cards added in the current climate if they adjusted it and then it was anyone could get as many as they needed, uh, and everyone could be included, and that'd be, I guess, the ideal space is to have that offered with mechanically unique cards and to have them have enough availability so that everyone who wants to play as mechanically unique cards can, because I know a lot of people were really into the X-Men release and missed out on those. And there's cards got a pretty high salt score on the EDH Rec salt page because like people were bitter about not having access to them and various issues with those cards. So even if the cards mechanically themselves, even though they are really strong, but some of that frustration is more than just the mechanical strength of it. It was the how the printing and secret layers were handled in general.
Well, and that's what's happened with every single Secret Lair set that's come out. That's even I know we've joked about The Office, but that one sold out really quick. Jaws was gone before people could get to it. And that's what frustrates me about this game. And I get that there's people that are going to be scalping no matter what, but I mean, I've got people in my life that kind of buy and sell cards and flip cards for a living, and that's their full-time job, and that's cool and everything. But they kind of reach out to me about what's going on with Magic, and I just kind of am like, you should probably just leave Magic alone because it's being ruined by people that are buying it and just flipping it and just driving the prices absolutely insane. And the people that actually play this game aren't getting to play what they want to play because scalpers are getting their hands on stuff and using robots and buying as much as they want, even though Secret Lair says that they're putting stuff up there to fix it. Wizard says that they're putting stuff out there to fix it. I don't believe it at all. If you really wanted to fix it, you'd be doing what Josh said, and you'd be printing to order instead of making people wait in line for 2.5, 3 hours, and then when they finally their chance comes, stuff sold out. Um, I think that's crazy. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
Uh, yeah. Anyway, so the next in the future, if they do another, uh, like I imagine they are still going to do sets, like standard legal sets within universes beyond, like they're doing for Avatar and Spider-Man and Ninja Turtles and Final Fantasy. If one of those is a big just block Capcom Magic, I think they could do worse. There's enough fantasy within Capcom to like support it in a way that it's not as New York City as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Spider-Man. So there's a good way to do it. And then they already show that they have access to those IPs, so it'd be a pretty easy way to do it.
okay, so let's do something fun here. Um, let's kind of break up a little bit, make it fun, but make it funny a little bit. So we've got New York. New York is on the map in Magic the Gathering. We've got Spider-Man and we've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We also have Scranton, Pennsylvania with The Office.
Hmm.
What are some other universes beyond that would take place in the United States? If you can name the state and what the universes beyond would be, like what the packs would be, um, what would you see? Or secret lairs, they don't have to be full on like universes beyond. I'll go first and say that we could bring Indiana in by having Parks and Rec, a Parks and Rec secret
True.
lair drop. So,
Or Stranger Things.
or Stranger Things. Stranger Things would be cool. I mean, you've got Demogorgons, you've got all that
Yeah, it's a
high
lot of
fantasy
horror,
stuff. So,
D&D stuff, but mostly the horror. What's The Last of Us? Is that West Coast? Where are they in that game?
well, Last of Us is in it. So they are. Where does Last of Us take place? Because they did that secret layer drop.
Oh, I've got a good one. What about
Yeah,
Hunger Games? Maybe.
that's not the
I don't
United
know if,
States, though.
isn't it? I
No,
thought they split it up into districts. I don't know if there's enough like uniqueness in that set though. It's just like all humans. Go ahead.
I got one. Since Magic is already going full Fortnite-ification, why not just go full Family Guy and go to the real state of Rhode Island?
Yo.
yeah.
Then I will put my second giggity counter onto Quagmire. Then for every giggity counter,
So, I looked up Last of Us. It looks like we take place in Boston. So we've got Massachusetts,
Ah,
Kansas City, and Jackson in Colorado.
oh, okay. Um, let's see
What's
another
Florida? What could we do in Florida? Just a whole set of
Disney.
alligators and like Florida and Florida man and woman type stuff.
I think we could
Or
take
we do
point. Take we so like we could do like what we failed in our Tiger episode from the Zodiac, and just do Tiger King.
Tiger King
Yeah,
or like a Sea World and Disney type thing. So we take care of California and Florida in one hit.
yeah. I think I mean uh the unset where they did all the carnival games and all that good jazz, that went really well and was super well received. So I imagine them leaning fully into that for a full set would be really well, just
That'd be
printing
wild.
money,
Yeah,
printing money, and
it'd
then
be
make sure
so
they have
wild.
Mickey Mouse stickers that you can put on your cards as well.
Let's see.
I want to say Dead Rising, but I just really love that game, and it's also Capcom. But there's not a lot of zombie variety. There's like psychopaths in it that are kind of cool and unique though. And then lots of like weird items that you can craft and like reconfigure and yeah. And like Dead Rising 3, you can like, craft chainsaw, I don't know, like s staves and stuff like that. Huh.
Oh,
Trying to think of big games or like big
we have a
shows or
we have a fun
movies.
one for Alabama. I went on Wikipedia and I looked up shows, TV shows and movies set in different states. So for Alabama, I think we've got a fun one with Malcolm in the Middle.
Nice. New
And then we would
revival
have
coming up.
Walter White in universe.
Yes, exactly. Uh,
The
for
one
Alaska, we've
rocks.
got a lot of like reality shows, um, with like Gold Rush, Ice Road Truckers, just all that fun stuff. So that would be vehicles for you, Josh.
Yes.
True.
And I think so instead of going like existing shows, like West Virginia has Mothman, so West Virginia could just go like full cryptid and
Oh
like
yeah.
so
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
honestly a
Yep.
full cryptid set could kind of pop off because like the Mothman Fallout Secret Lair or not Secret Lair but like Fallout Commander product was the most popular of them. I imagine a Bigfoot, Nessie, uh, products those could do well. And then
Ooh.
I think those are like just eminent domain or like they're public domain, so there wouldn't necessarily be red tape from printing those.
I think my other big main one would just be like a Stephen King universe. So
Oh,
all the
that'd be
Stephen
cool.
King stuff all together, like It and
All right. I think I've got a decent one.
Shining. Yeah.
Supernatural. They've got
Oh,
gods, demons. They've got every cryptid, ghost, goblin,
yeah.
freaking, yeah, pretty much
Where would that where's
anything
that one at?
supernatural. Uh, it's funny because they're in Indiana a lot, but I think they're mostly in like Ohio.
Ohio. Would Charmed fall into like Charmed would be a good
Oh,
one too for that kind of stuff, right? Maybe.
Maybe. Um,
Bueller.
yeah, I think
Ooh.
yeah, then
We need a Texas one. We just do another like Cowboys type um set. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Cowboys, bad guys. And we already have kind of like a gangster set with New Capenna. So
Oh,
we could have a
Chicago
Thunder Junction type thing for Texas and out west. And
and like Chicago mobsters with New Capenna. But yeah, go ahead, Keith.
what'd you
yeah.
find, Keith?
Supernatural is mostly South Dakota and like Iowa,
Hmm.
but they're, yeah, going to different parts of the US for, like Mothman and all the other creepy crawlies.
Where does Twilight take place?
That's
Oh,
Washington.
yeah,
Okay,
Pacific
so there we go.
Northwest.
We've got freaking vampires and werewolves fighting each other up there.
Yeah, maybe they'll I read it all of Daybound, Nightbound for the werewolves and make it make sense like they should have whenever they introduce that. Just like, why didn't they just retcon all werewolves to be Daybound, Nightbound? Because I have a werewolf deck and it's so annoying to be like, these flip, but then these technically don't because it's not triggered by the same thing because this makes it day or this makes it night, but then but I cast two spells, so then this one doesn't get a trigger because it's not Daybound, Nightbound. It's just annoying.
Yeah, it needs
Sounds
work
like they
done.
made a mistake and they got rid of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so they need to just retcon that, please. Just make all the werewolves play nicely together. That's all
please.
I'm asking. You even went back to like Innistrad and you reprinted them, and that would have been a really nice opportunity to take the old werewolves and just retcon them, errated the text to Daybound Nightbound. You just went back and reprinted remasters. Why didn't you do it there?
Come on.
I'm only really bitter about it. It's no big deal.
Uh-oh, my internet connection's unstable, so if something happens, I apologize. Um, yeah, so that's fun. If we'll kind of end it there, that way we don't go on for forever talking about this stuff. But if
Yeah.
you are watching this and you can think of other states and other fun little secret layers that you'd like to see come from other states, let us know in the comments below. Um, because that's kind of fun. Let's try and get all 50 states and then we'll go to all the different countries and everywhere else, and we'll just have every single instead of different planes. It's just the globe of Magic the Gathering. Yes, Josh.
Yep, so join us in our new deck building series where we build a commander deck for all 50 states.
Uh,
Ultimate flyover deck.
don't 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 tip me with a good time. 50 episodes. That's 50 weeks. That's almost a year. There's 52 weeks in a year. That'd be a
Sign me up.
whole year of deck building right there.
Yeah, join us in 2026 for this, where I wrote my friends into another way too long deck building project.
We do need to get back to that. Maybe we'll spice it up every once in a while and just kind of throw in a deck build episode. We'll pick like a random idea to do. Yeah, Josh.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I pitched it as a joke, but uh, we can, that could be a way of doing it. But no, we'll play it by ear. We can build decks. We can build decks again. I do enjoy that. We obviously don't want to do 12 in a row again or 17 in a row again. That's a little
Yeah.
bit much, but we can still make deck building episodes. If actually, honestly, uh, if you comment down below and you want to see us build a deck about a commander you like, just send it down there. We can. There's a good chance that that'll be one that we'd use.
Yeah, if there's anyone that you're thinking of building and you want to see how we would build it, let us know and we will pump up your commander ideas or we'll pump them down. Just depends on how we're feeling. We might make them into popper decks. I don't know. That's the other
Yeah.
thing. If you're thinking of like fun ideas that you want to do, or if you're wanting to challenge us and come up with different rules for the deck building process, let us know and we'll try and do what you're thinking.
Yeah.
What do you
I like
think,
I
Keith?
like
I was thinking of like alternate ways to play Commander. I thought of something the other day. If anyone's ever played Slay the Spire, I think it might be similar to different TCG, like separate your resources into a different pile
Hmm.
and separate the rest of your deck in a different pile. And then each turn you just like slap over a resource.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot what other I have it written down somewhere. But yeah, just different uh like means of play.
so like I guess another way would be to like to take a deck and like have the mana evenly distributed and be able to have other people tap for different things, but then like have one person in charge of like creatures, one person in charge of non-creature permanents, and another player in charge of instants and sorceries, and just have like different departments.
Yeah, it's 5-on-5 Magic, so you need a really big table. But it would be fun. I really want to play that um the Halloween game that they came out with where you're playing against a whole bunch of villains and monsters and you're trying to defeat the monsters. I think
Oh,
that's kind of
Dead by
cool.
Oh,
Daylight.
I don't know. It was
I
something
mean
that
the board game?
no, it
Just
was like something that Wizards came out with during Halloween to play
oh,
in LGSs where you're playing against
oh,
monsters and trying to beat the monsters together. That'd
Yeah,
be fun.
I'll
because
have to
there's a board
look that
game
up.
that's like the Universal Monsters. I own it and I've played it. It's fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, as with Universal Monsters, is there anything else anyone wants to add?
Well, Dylan brought up something interesting today. Did you know that they're making an Elsbeth comic book series where it's like the adventures of Elsbeth and uh different things that she's been up to, and it's by like pretty good writers and illustrators and stuff. So if you're into comics and want to check those out, you should definitely look into those. Um,
That's cool.
I don't remember when he said they were coming out, but it's like a full series that's coming.
They do
Uh,
have a manga, Destroy All Humans or Kill All Humans or something like that. And they give like promo cards in like the volumes and everything.
oh, that's cool. Well,
That one's like based in the 90s, if I recall correctly, so you can just see like old cards in action.
mhm. Well,
Yeah.
with that, does this episode resolve? I know it's been a mishmash of an episode, um, and we appreciate you sticking around with us. If you sticked around, if you stuck, if you have been around and you're still listening, We apologize.
No, we had fun. This is like we need a little shopkeeping episode every now and then. We did the pre-release and we cleaned up that. We got some new Magic news. We talked about uh, Monster Hunter set, and then went around and showed everyone the 50 states. I think it was a good episode.
Mhm.
Yeah, we only went off the rails just a little bit, but it was really nice putting you guys, over a barrel and showing you the 50 states.
Yeah.
It's great. This meeting is being transcribed. That's weird.
Yeah, I just turned that on. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Sweet. So with the transcription starting 50 minutes into the meeting, does this episode resolve?
Uh,
Yes, sir.
you can have it noted that this does resolve.
Okay, perfect. Well, we'll see y'all next week. Thanks.
Bye.
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 Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Hexproof from Ward. If you like what you heard, you can continue to listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube. You can also give us a follow on Instagram and Blue Sky. We'll see you next week.